The president continued his meetings at the United Nations General Assembly today. At a luncheon with the Secretary General, the president told the crowd that the United Nations has, quote, great potential. He also acknowledged that he's been a critic of the UN in the past. President Trump also met with the leader of Qatar this afternoon and talked about the diplomatic rift between Qatar and its neighbors over accusations of terror funding. And President Trump also made his first speech to the United Nations today, threatening North Korea and criticized the Iran nuclear deal. The president said it's part of his America First plan. WGN's Lourdes Duarte has more.
Invite him. In a wide-ranging debut to the United Nations, President Donald Trump delivered a doomsday warning to North Korea.
The United States has great strength and patience, but if it is forced to defend itself or its allies, we will have no choice but to totally destroy North Korea. Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for himself and for his regime.
Throughout his address, the most closely watched foreign policy remarks of his presidency, Trump brought frank assessments to a range of sticky global flashpoints, including the Iran nuclear deal.
Frankly, that deal is an embarrassment to the United States, and I don't think you've heard the last of it, believe me.
The president also made it clear that there's nothing wrong with nations acting in their own interests.
As President of the United States, I will always put America first. Just like you, as the leaders of your countries, will always and should always put your countries first.
That was Lourdes Duarte reporting for us today on what happened at the UN.
President Trump stuns the world with his first address to the United Nations. North Korea's delegation walked out before Mr. Trump's speech, in which he threatened to wipe the country off the map.
If it is forced to defend itself or its allies, we will have no choice but to totally destroy North Korea. Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for himself and for his regime.
That moment was met with a gasp from world leaders. The president also slammed the Iranian nuclear deal, calling it an embarrassment. That brought nods and applause from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. But other world leaders appeared angry at Mr. Trump's speech. And this was the reaction from White House Chief of Staff John Kelly as the president threatened to destroy North Korea and used his nickname for dictator Kim Jong-un.